Y bienvenidos, bienvenidas a esta que es su comunidad desde la sabiduría creativa. Bienvenidos, bienvenidas. Soy Magda Lupeski, dependiendo dónde se encuentre, pues buen día, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Después de un merecido y forzoso descanso y vacaciones, pero con las pilas recargadas, regresamos con más fuerza que nunca. En esta nueva etapa exploraremos cómo integrar la sabiduría en nuestra creatividad diaria. Todos los días, mientras estemos respirando, inhalando y exhalando, estamos creando algo, sea consciente o inconscientemente. Como ustedes saben, nuestro último episodio fue en diciembre 31 del 2023 y luego las diferentes plataformas nos dieron unas vacaciones forzosas de acuerdo a sus criterios, pero no hemos perdido el tiempo, así que hemos conocido gente muy, muy especial y este programa, como siempre, se augura que es muy especial también. Así que acompáñanos en este viaje hacia el conocimiento y la inspiración. Y les quiero decir que ya se les extrañaba muchísimo. Hoy nuestro tema es viajes de curación, revelando la sabiduría con un ser muy especial que es, yo diría, una maestra y sanadora tibetana. El idioma con el cual esta persona se siente más cómoda comunicando todo ese saber que tiene es el idioma inglés. Así que esta entrevista la voy a hacer en inglés, pero me voy a asegurar que los subtítulos aparezcan para el beneficio de todos y de todas. Así que démosle la más cálida bienvenida a Tsering Chonzom. Welcome, Tsering. How are you?
Good evening, Tashi Delek, as we say in Tibetan. It is an honor and a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. Today's podcast is called Healing Journeys, Unveiling Wisdom with Tsering, a Tibetan master and healer. So we'll explore the transformative power of healing and wisdom. And I'm so happy to have you here, Tsering Chonzom. And I am, on behalf of this community, I really, really, really say thank you for being able to share the wisdom with not only with us, but also with the world. So it's truly remarkable. Thank you for joining us. And let's start, because this community knows that I don't like to waste time. I jump right into the questions. So let's start with your origins. I know that you were born in Tibet during a time that was very, very hard, tremendous conflict between China and Tibet. I was moreover around the late 1950s. And can you share a bit about your childhood and how those experiences shaped who you are today? Thank you.
Thank you. Certainly, my very early childhood was marked by trauma, hardship, and struggle. My family was killed. We were uprooted, and our community encountered a turmoil of war. And as a 3-year-old child, I was forced to witness execution of my mother, beloved mother, and many of my family members. So after that, we had, at the age of 5, my father was thankfully released from the prison. He was in another prison, And then he decided, now we have to flee over to another country. And then the journey by feet, walking over the Himalaya mountains started. And this was enduring a unbelievable pain and fear, being detected, and we never knew, will we make it to Nepal and eventually to India. But thanks universe, we made the journey. We arrived safely with minor injuries, and we arrived in this immensely heart-filled country, the spiritual country, India. And for that, I will be always forever grateful, because India has hosted us poor refugees from Tibet. Then the next stage of this incredible journey brought me to the postcard-like beautiful country, Switzerland, where I was placed in foster care. There, I experienced solitude and hunger, and often confined in the darkest room, because I did not meet the expectation of a typical child. How can I? You know, I was, of course, traumatized. I was not known to the Western culture. So in the beginning, I did understood nothing, not one word what the people were talking. And then you are completely isolated. So most of the time, I misunderstood what the people wanted to do from me. So later, I was sent, because I was not fulfilling the expectation of the family. I was sent to an orphanage, a Catholic orphanage with Catholic nuns. And after that, of course, it was also not easy. And after 4 years, I was sent again in a new foster home, because my legal guardian was certain I would prosper much better.
Mhm.
So after this, amid the chaos, I was always surrounded with the ancient wisdom, because I sensed always that something was protecting me, but also guiding me. I had always right somebody and the left somebody. And later I realized at the left side, that is my great, great, great grandmother. And I discovered later that my great, great grandmother, she was a sage and a yogini and practitioner, and also a healer in Tibet. And she was well known. So, and I felt always the protection with me, like a force field. And I knew, no matter what the people say to me, no matter how they labeled me, how they belittled me down, how they said that I was not good enough, etc., etc. Lots of things what you can do to what adults do to mistreat a child emotionally and mentally. Even then, of course, it reaches your heart, but still, deep in myself, I knew that's not the truth. And therefore, I never 100% believed them. So I was holding to my guardian's, shall we say, guidance, and my grandmother's, great-great-grandmother's inspiration.
Wow, it is, I'm in shock, because you said you were 3 years old when you witnessed your mother's execution.
Yes.
Unbelievable, was due to the conflict between these two countries in the 1950s. And then you also mentioned that at the age of 5, your family decided to flee to Nepal, but the way to go was on foot, by feet.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
Himalayas are like frozen. So how did you and your family? I imagine there were more people, probably like monks, Tibetan monks and other people. How did all of you manage, to cross over under those extreme weather circumstances?
You can imagine nowadays when we see how mountaineers going with modern equipment and oxygen tanks, etc. And then I was looking and I think, how did we manage? But we just walked endlessly, and we had many frostbite. And we were walking in the night, because in the night was moonlight, and we could see a little bit the road. But on the day where you were very visible, and the military patrols, they were catching us, and from distance they shoot us down. So we had to hide ourselves in the night, in the day, and walk in the night. And we have crossed many abysses, many glaciers, many frozen rivers, and majority, shall we say, from a group of 20, most of the time makes 4 or 5 people can make it. Or they sleep out, or they fell down, or they are exhausted, etc. And majority arrives very much harmed. They lose fingers, feet, they lose their eyesight, etc. But I was blessed, I was guarded, and I made it. And many people ask me, are you not angry? Then I said, no, because nowadays I know I made more than 5 times the Ironman, the sport Ironman.
Yes,
And I said, with 5 years, I made the Ironman. Now I don't need to prove anything anymore. Just a slight note, yeah, because the way of humor and kind of focusing on the happiness, on the positive thing, that keeps you balanced, and you can ride the wave of turmoil much better. So yes, and
yeah,
it was so long. You can't imagine how long, but we made it.
So you went
and
through.
Therefore, I'm sitting today with you.
Thank you. I admire you because you went through not only extreme situation for a kid, children, but also extreme situations like relocating, weather situations, and also watching other people losing part of their bodies or falling down in that journey. It is tremendous. So that leads us to an intriguing aspect of your journey. I would say your discovery of your own healing abilities. Can you tell us about the moment you realized you had a gift for healing and how you began to cultivate it? Thank you.
I have to say, in our Tibetan culture, is compassion one of the key points. That's also because we are praying the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. That is the mantra of compassion. So I was always compelled I felt always compassion with the others. And therefore, naturally, I was born with healing hands. So naturally, I did with my hands things, nowadays you call it healing. But for me, it was just rubbing and warming up and things without being aware. Much later, I understood that not everybody has the same ability or knows how to do. But I was born, so for me, it was natural. But the compassion was driving me to help the other, to help alleviate the pain, the how you call it, the sadness, the things. And it was actually, shall we say, when I was confined in the first family, I was
in Switzerland.
in Switzerland, yes, in the first foster family. I was for nearly 1 year locked in one room and darked. And there I sense that something is there, and I imagine that there is light, that my mother is there, and my father, family, and my big protector. And because this is normal in our culture to know that we have protectors. That is like in the Christian religion or culture, it's the guardian angel or the archangel. Yeah. So I was many times communicating with them, and I said, when will you help me to get here out of it? Because it is so boring. It's all the time dark. What do I do? And then suddenly I felt some light in me, something like glowing up. And then I was thinking, oh, there is a light inside me and not only outside. So I was then drawn to look more inside me and to see more the essence of me. But at that time, I knew nothing about essence, about light body, about outer and inner illusion, etc. I was just, shall we say, ignorant child from the Western point of view. But the moment I was released to go to school, then I was interacting with the children, and I felt strange. They don't talk about things what I see, and they cannot see what I see. And I was thinking, am I blind or are they blind? But how is this possible? So, and slowly, I start to doubt on myself. But then somehow, always something said, no. Keep going. Yeah, that was my grandmother. And then I had many times other beings coming to me when I was in the darkness. And later I understood that the best meditations of the Tibetan masters, they are done in the darkness of the night. And later I understood, that was actually a kind of initiation for me. But much later, and I started with when I was in school to help children, when they had belly pain, because they have menstruation, the girls have menstruation, boys have headache. And then I started just to say, hey, you don't need to stress about your headache. I can help you, And this was natural for me. And then when I helped them, they were, of course, grateful when they got lost their migraine. But I never expected that the adults will react so violently and so vicious. Because then my friends, they were went at home and say, "Hey, Mama, my headache or my migraine is gone." They say, "What happened?" And they say, "Yeah, Tsering was doing something with the hand, and it disappeared." And because lots of people are programmed with religion, they told me, "This is no good. This is witchcraft. This is this and that, and so demonic." And because I could not explain, I was again put in a cage of dismissal. Yeah. And the second family was very rich, but that was again a golden cage. And a cage is a cage if you have iron or gold. Yeah.
Mhm.
So to free myself, I started to work and to go during the big holiday time to work in the daycare of big manufacturers.
Mhm.
In Switzerland, is that a how you say it, a provision, so that the parents, the mothers can come earlier back to work. They don't lose so much time at home. So the mothers come, bring the bring that 3 or 5 months old baby, and they go to work, and the nurses do care for the babies. And when they are finished with work, 4 o'clock, so then they collect the baby and go home. And this way, I started to voluntarily nursing the children, and
Mhm.
through nursing, I could, with retrospection, I realized with that nursing, I was healing myself because I
Mhm.
was able to give my love to them, yeah, to the children. And as many saints say, if you want happiness, give and share and do something for the others. Then you
Yes.
will enjoy the happiness with them. Yeah. So this
Let
way
me
I started.
if you allow me, hold on. If you allow me to summarize everything, because I want this community to really understand your journey. So you through you first, you and your family members stop in Nepal, and then from Nepal you were placed in a special program to foster care, and you ended up in Switzerland, hoping everything will get better. But during the those 1950s, I guess people or the program didn't prepare people to embrace other people from different cultures. So that's why you were kind of tortured, because you were not feeling their expectations at different levels. So I just wanted to, summarize what you're saying with this community. So basically, you went from being tortured psychologically to now being in a Western culture that you were physically also tortured, because you said you were placed in dark rooms in by yourself. And since you said that you left Tibet at the age of 5, so you didn't have any kind of a spiritual training. So everything, that you started like exploring was by yourself, from you to you, somehow with your spiritual DNA. That's what I'm understanding. I'm rephrasing for the purpose of
Yes,
keeping the cohesion in this conversation, in this interview. So you basically,
exactly.
with that mm, mm, ancient knowledge that you had in your DNA and your spiritual DNA, you were kind of having access to your own and real essence. So you started like overcoming through those meditations in the dark rooms, and also in this kind of volunteer job by helping children. That's so far what you have explained. it is fascinating, Tsering, because I was the other day, just recently, a few days ago, uh, also reflecting on, based on my observations throughout my life, there is a tendency of meeting people on the same level of psychological wounds that one has, and also one leave people when one evolves out of that. And if those people are not able to also grow from there, they just, they just stayed and then you leave. It is kind of attracting that similar state of uh, vibration or frequency that we have in the nervous system, um, or sometimes sensing the level of stress hormones the other person is. So it's kind of we attract situations that will help us either heal or will give us, it's like a mirror, give us some information so we can be in charge, take charge of whatever it needs to be done. But you had to start at such an early age. So based in that, let's delve into the essence of healing itself from your perspective and from your experiences. What are the fundamental keys to living a healthy life in all aspects, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Because you're just mentioning now that through that early experience as a volunteer with those kids, that you were nurturing them, nursing them, you started like healing them and healing yourself. So based in your perspective and experience, what can you tell us about, the fundamental keys to heal or to live in a healthy life in all aspect? Thank you.
Yes, that caring with the children, and I've done through my whole life, I've cared for children, for adults, for shall we say terminal ill people, to help them to die happily. Happily. And, please?
Terminal or chronic illnesses.
Yes, terminal ill, those who are going to die. And from somehow in my heart, I knew how to help them to make peace with their life and to not to be afraid, but knowing that there is light, there is love waiting for them. Because nothing is more heartbreaking when people die with fear and guilt, etc. So I was able to help them. And later I became a spiritual counselor. I was having my own practices in Europe, and especially in Vienna, in Austria. And through that, I could encounter the essence. What is the essence for human being to be healed, to be balanced? And that is compassion, love and compassion. And compassion, from my viewpoint of view, is compassion is the unconditional love, but not the love, the personal love where you gain something from the others. Yeah, but the unconditional, and that is your expression of your essence, of that what you are from inside, the pure love essence. And I would say the more you have experienced in anything, the more you have struggled and overcome, the better expert you are to help the others again, because we are here with a purpose in life. Yeah. And I discovered that the healing was so natural to me that after some time I started to see my family coming, shall we say the family who have already passed, yeah, or Yeah, and and but also other enlightened beings who were accompanying me during the sessions. And many times I realized, oh, I get information, but actually it's not for me. I'm like a channel, you know. It's like when you have a raindrop that comes on your head and bloops, there is the water. And this kind of experience made me realize that everything is already available in life. As long you are willing to listen to your heart and to go inside. But most important is that you understand your feeling and that what you feel to see as genuine and be loyal. Because being true to yourself is in these days not easy because you have lots of projection from the outside. But you need the belief in yourself because everybody is born to be a good person, to be a good, beautiful being, shall we say, yeah, human being. And everything what is not, that is a distortion of sometimes from the past life, intrusion, interference, or traumas from this life. And when you realize that you are born to be perfect, that you are born to be light, to be love, then that is your guide to go through anything and to believe in yourself. And the moment you believe in yourself, then you start to feel the power in yourself. The power of knowing, oh, this one, I made a mistake. Okay, I forgive myself because I didn't know better. If I would known better, I would not chosen for to make this mistake. And therefore, it is forgivable. So, compassion, believe in your love and light, and forgiveness. And then you can let it go. And this way you can shape your own life. And you can spread that because you are genuine from your heart. You don't need many books. You don't need to run to anybody, but you need to listen to your heart because your heart is the seat of the wisdom of love and creation. I think this is one of the biggest key. And when you cannot get rid of it, of the programs of guilt, programs of not being good enough, etc., etc., lots of these kind of negative belief systems, then self-directed compassion is one of the key to say, I'm so sorry to yourself, I'm so sorry. But then you speak from your higher consciousness. The higher consciousness is light and love. And then you say from that point of view to yourself, the inner child, I'm so sorry you didn't know better. I'm so sorry you believed the lies what they told you. I'm so sorry you believed that you were not good enough. And with this self-directed compassion given to yourself will melt all the blockages. And then you can feel, that is like an iceberg. When it melts, it becomes the ocean. And little ripple, but it becomes vast. You get space. And I think this is one of the key what people need nowadays.
That's a
Don't
profound
listen to outside.
Yes,
Yes, don't listen to outside.
that's a profound perspective. I wanted also to share. It seems to me that through all the difficulties that you went through since very young age, was kind of, or it had it served the purpose of like an ordeal, a tough ordeal, and then for you to flourish, or like a diamond, a raw diamond, when they put, so much force, because you didn't have a physical person, or teacher to guide you. You only yourself and your ancestors, that kind of wisdom that you had within you. So, and what you're mentioning is that we need nowadays to really relate with or cultivate that relationship with our higher self, and start like melting the blockages through um, forgiving ourselves for probably unconsciously accepting implants or programs of whatever it is, like maybe lack of something, or lack of love, lack of prosperity, whatever it is to go through that journey, the healing journey, and being, let's say, you said loyal, being faithful to our own higher self within that journey. And I think I'm just summarizing, rephrasing what you said. That's a profound perspective. Now, setting, many seekers are on a quest, or kind of a quest, for alignments and success, or success, alignment. In your view, what is the vibrational blueprint that a person should embody, if I can say should or may, embody to live an enlightened and successful life?
Yeah. At its core, living an enlightened and successful life, it's about attuning to the higher consciousness of your love, compassion, and your wisdom, because you are born with that. But we are much, much, much programmed from the outside to believe that we are that not. It's our embracing that we are all interconnected with all beings, and recognizing the sacredness of life itself. Because when you and me and you are connected with me, how can I do something to you to harm you? Because it has an effect on me. Yeah. So that means everybody's vibration has an interconnection with my vibration, with my, now I'm coming to the other part, with my vibrational energetic body. That means also, and since we have nowadays shall we say, quantum consciousness, knowing about quantum field, that we are interconnected on distance. Even thoughts are frequencies. So that means when we have bad thoughts, it goes out, but something will always hook to this energy, and it will return, because life is like a, shall we say, like a circle. Energy has no limitation. Energy always flows. When I have negative information, negative thoughts, it goes out and something comes back to us, because energy goes out and energy receive. So it is a cosmic law. What you sow, you will reap. That means what you do, you will feel the consequences as well, because we have to take a responsibility for our thoughts, for our actions, for our words. Because when I say You are wonderful. Yeah. Feel how it feels. If I say, oh my God, you are ugly. Feel what it does to you. And that is only vibration from voice. So that means when I
Exactly.
think negative, I vibrate that through the voice. And when I vibrate that, what I feel in positivity, then I vibrate that as well. When I say, you are fantastic, you are cool, you are nice, I like you because you are you. No matter what kind of form, then it doesn't matter any kind of outer appearance because we are talking from essence to essence. And when you can see the people from eye to eye, then you can see in their soul. And they know you are talking from your soul, from your heart. And you can nobody give anything bigger than the acknowledgement of your existence. Because your existence is so important. Because you are a part of the whole. So we are interdependent and interconnected with each other. So when you understand that, then you know that your vibration will help to transform any challenges what you experience. Because then you need only to say, hey, I need something today, and then you call and somebody says, yes, I just thought about you. And that means he's acknowledging that you are existing. And I can tell you how important this is because I was many times punished when I was younger. I was punished by ignoring me. My second foster mother, she ignored me for weeks, just doing like I'm not existing. Not existing. Like she doesn't hear me, she doesn't see me. And when she wanted to say something, she was talking to the third person.
Mm.
And nothing is so harmful to realize you are non-existing for the other.
Mhm.
That's really, really hard. But I realized very soon, no matter what she says, my guardian is here. My great grandmother is here. My mother is here. The Buddhas are here. My other people, my father is here. And I leveled always up because that is a form of uh, resistance.
Mhm.
And you can use resistance in a detrimental form or in a empowering form. And I knew no matter what she's doing, I know they are here for me. And
Mhm.
with this belief system, the belief, I was able to go through everything. But you have to believe in yourself.
Mhm.
You have to know that you are born to be a vibrational light being. You are not born to suffer. You are not born to follow anybody. When your higher consciousness tells you, your wisdom consciousness tells you to do otherwise. We are programmed to be followers, to be slaves, to be robots. And this is not true. So when you are in a situation where you can do nothing, then retreat yourself in neutrality. Just neutral. Don't interact and don't take anything. Don't give out, don't take anything. You say, oh, interesting situation. And with interesting can go both sides. you know. By example, I was working once with German friends. They organized for me my clients, and they said, "You must come, please give us seminars and treatment sessions." I said, "Okay, I'm coming." So that was in northern of Germany. And then on the end of the time, after 3 weeks, they said, "You worked so hard every day, 10 till 15 people. So you need a special celebration." And I think, okay, nice. And they brought me to to a restaurant. And they said, "You like the spicy food, yeah?" I said, "Yes, I like." They said, "We have in the neighborhood a Mexican." I said, "Oh, wow, Mexican in Germany. How important, how special." So we went there, and they bring me, and they invite other friends and people who said, "Hey, you are our master, so please come. We are happy to invite you," etc. So I said, "Yeah, okay, very nice." I felt so loved. And then the food came, and I asked them, "Do you have is that an owner? Is that Mexican?" "No, no, no, it's German." Ah, I said, "Is the chef Mexican?" "No, it's German." I said, "Okay." I was thinking, something, I sent something. And then I said, "Okay." And then I thought, I ordered chili con carne. So, and that is most of them really, really spicy. So I order, and I think, where has the pepper gone? Then I said to them, "Do you have a pepper, chili pepper?" "No, no." I said, "Do you have maybe chili sauce?" "No." "Do you have some other peppers?" "Yeah, no, black pepper." I said, "Okay, pimento is good." So, and then I taste, and it tastes nothing. And then I was thinking what to do. It's a deception, but okay. So I asked them, "Bring this, 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 this. If you have, bring all the things, and I will make a special mix." Yeah. So I mixed myself to be a little more spicy and a little bit more savorous, with the herbs and this and that. Then after that, they asked me, "Do you like ice cream?" I said, "Yes, thank you." So they brought me wonderful ice cream, and it was very good. So then after, when we were going to home, they said, uh, "How did you like it?" And I knew I can't not say them, "It was awful, totally disappointing." So I was thinking, how do I say without lying? I don't want to lie to them, but I don't want to tell them such a disappointing remark. Then I said, "It was very interesting." And with
so
that, I
so
left.
you chose diplomatic way of communicating
No,
your side,
because
your side experience.
when you say interesting, it can be interestingly bad, or is interestingly good. It's up them then to choose what they want. Yeah.
That's
And
the point. That's the point, that we always
exactly.
have the choice of. It's very easy. I had an uncle that he used to tell me, like, "Magda, it's very easy to explode out of anger and use any word that comes to your head, but it's more difficult to show how your strength when you stop, breathe, hold it, and do not react. So you give yourself a couple of seconds or minutes, and then start choosing. That will empower you more in the communication and the relations, because at the end, we're not only here by ourselves, you know. Yes, the journey is an individual journey, but we also have other people. So that means that somehow relations are important too. The way we
Yes,
relate to oneself, our true essence, but also the way to relate to the true essence of others, despite maybe they're not aware or they're not behaving from that, you know, high level frequency, but it is there. And to have compassion and respect, you know, even though they think in your experience they were like taking you to the best Mexican restaurant, but you chose to have a more compassionate and diplomatic answer. That's beautiful,
yes,
Tsering. I think.
because
Joy.
it was their love, and they paid good, quite much price. These prices are quite high there, and they paid for expressing their love for me. You know, how can I say, wow, these were horrible. They
So
don't know anything,
you chose
but
to focus on the love they were trying to share and express.
yes,
That's all. Now,
exactly their
Tsering,
intention.
we're running a little bit out of time, but I wanted to discuss a workshop that you're going to participate alongside with other people. Um, and part of the information has been posted throughout the entire this program. So it's Taller de Abundancia is going to be I'm going to switch to Spanish now. Taller de Abundancia
Yes,
va a ser el julio 20 y 21, 2 días. ¿En donde? En Medellín, Colombia. Y para más información, comuníquese al teléfono más 57-313-322-6995. Now I'm going to switch to English. So Tsering is going to be facilitating a workshop alongside with other people when July 2024, where in Medellin, and the phone number you can contact for more information is plus 20 57 313 322 and 322. I need to wait. 322-6995. I wanted to share the flyer because healing, um, yes, we have different levels of healing: the physical, the body, the mind, the emotions, and also when something is off or we lack some kind of vitamin or minerals, it will also be reflected on our finances. So this workshop is about abundance, living in abundance, abundance of different things. I want to share the flyer. Hold on a second. Allow me to share with our community the flyer. I need to open the flyer first. Hold on. It is open. So now I want to share. Okay, let me see if I can find this. It's getting tricky. I'm just going to share this. Yeah. Let me see if you can see it. Can you see it? The flyer?
yeah, now it's coming. Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes,
So this is the workshop Taller de Abundancia at Tsering Chonzom and Diana Escobar. She's a yoga instructor. So it says, desbloquea tu camino hacia la abundancia con compasión, un enfoque alegre, para la administración del dinero, la economía. ¿Cuándo? 20 y 21 de julio, como dije, en Medellín. Y para más información, las inscripciones, todos los detalles, se van a comunicar al teléfono que le está pasando en la pantalla en el color naranja. Aquí está el taller de abundancia. Desbloquea tu camino hacia la abundancia con compasión. En este árbol de la abundancia va a ser un enfoque alegre para la administración del dinero. So, I want to switch to back to you. Can you see me well?
Yes, thank you.
Because this workshop is going to be focused on the finances. Why a yoga instructor is also is going to be participating, and the concept of happiness and compassion that are they're all linked to this creating abundance or manifesting abundance. What can you tell us about that?
First things first, why yoga? Yoga is to make your body free of blockages. The more you are free and, shall we say, in flow, then you can receive the information much better and feel it in your body. Because 2 days just sitting and listening and doing things, that's very hard for the body. So we have not, and that's the reason why the morning we start with yoga, and the evening we do something to distress the body. And why is that important? That is because abundance is entails everything in life. Your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health. Only then you can will that reflect on your financial health, because finances is only a part of your abundance. When you are sick, then you have a lot of money, but what do you do when you are sick? You cannot enjoy your things. When you have lots of money, but you have nobody to share, nobody to share your love, what do you have? Yeah, a very fat bank account, and maybe a fat car, big car. But is there somebody who says, "Hey, I'm so glad you have come today," or "So glad to meet you," or "Shall we share something?" It's about our emotional well-being. And majority has a blockage because they believe they are not enough. They must do this, must do that. And many people, I tell you, they choose to study a profession what is not their choice, but motivated with the promise, with that when you are ingeniero, then you will get a job and you can earn big money. And unfortunately, often it doesn't work out like that. Then they have done so long, so much effort, and still they got nothing. And this is detrimental to people because they feel a failure. And they have to learn that everything what is programmed from the outside, it's not a reality. It's not true. And therefore, you have to let it go. But how to let it go? When you have pressure from outside? That's only when you can imply compassion for yourself, to free yourself, free from the, from the attachment that people must like you, attachment that parents will acknowledge you. for being your son, their son or daughter. Attachment to things, to partners, for being something what they are not. And when you learn with this course about abundance, that entails the whole spectrum of your life, and then the smaller part of the abundance, the financial aspect, will balance itself, and you will be more able to create what you really want, because then when you are in power, you are going to step in your creativity, your creative power. And I will, of course, also share a system what is very good to imply how to manage your finances. If you get $1,000 and you don't know how to manage, within 1-2 days it's gone. And many people have won the lotteries. They had got that what they hoped for, and within a few years they were again back to zero. And most of the time they were more worse than before. And when you have a system how to organize and how to balance between cost, between how to implement for yourself, and also that part of generosity means charity, because the charity is the fire what keeps the rest going. And then you will see, hey, you will get there where you want to be.
Thank
because
you.
just getting lots of money, it doesn't cut, but you need to know how to handle that.
Yes,
and know you are doing the right way. Yeah.
Yes. The currency, whatever the currency, because we have people from around the world that watch these programs.
Yeah.
It is based on energy. Money is just another way of explaining its energy. So it's very interesting the way you're going to start the 2 days workshop using yoga as way not only to calm down the mind and release the stress, but also when we move, when we want to change things in our life, we have to make movements, different movements to deprogram the habit that has been installed also in the physical body. When we're in a loop of the same situation, it already the situation is in the body too. So by doing different movements and also with your healing and energy, different kind of therapies that you will share, people, that's for sure, that will leave that workshop like brand new in different ways. I'm sure with that. So remember, Taller de Abundancia is the Abundance Workshop, the 20 and the 21st of July. Colombia, for more information, +57 313 322 6995. This is a beautiful way to proceed now during the summer. Take a break to this beautiful Colombia and South America. I'm sure, like, they will organize perhaps, like a group of people to take them to different places around if the time provides for that. We have to close very soon this program, so I wanted to ask you if you have some words for this community. Now is your community, desde la sabiduría creativa. So if you want to finish with a thought, advice, or some words of wisdom, so the microphone is yours.
Thank you. First thing first, I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, because I was not used to it. because I was always doing healing work, yes, and counseling. But I'm doing also counseling online. And because I'm in Colombia and the world is big, so people cannot travel to me. So that's the reason why I do that online. So when you have questions, when you have problems, feel free to contact me. Yeah. And I am very flexible because I've learned that here in Colombia to be very flexible. I was already flexible, but I learned even more flexible. And uh, please remember, you are the one who makes the life, who decides your life. Nobody else. And you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are light. And I hope you can feel a bit of my love for you, because love, universal love, is without limitations, without, uh, it is just flowing. And believe me, nobody is alone. And with that, you have to believe that love is always in your reach, because you have tuned in today for this broadcasting. That means something in you has resonated with us, with Magda and me, and therefore we are on the same vibrational level. So I greet you with the highest respect. Namaste.
Thank
and
you.
all my love for you.
Thank you so much, Tsering Chonzom, from South America right now, originally from Tibet. Please, would be a beautiful experience for all of us to meet in this taller de abundancia. 20-21 de julio, Medellín, Colombia. Para más información, más 57-313-322-6995. Ese es el número también que si le interesan y sienten tener una sesión de coaching uno en uno o grupal con Tsering, también ese es el número que la pueden contactar. Es una persona que está sanando también no solamente el entorno como el entorno de personas en las cuales ella ha estado en contacto, pero también el entorno del área de Latinoamérica. La Tierra, nuestro planeta, está vivo. Y Tsering, yo les puedo decir que tiene una vibración natural original, que no ha sido por preparación de estudios. Ya ella compartió que todas esas experiencias fueron como que la manera en que la vida la ordenó a ella para florecer y autodescubrirse, sanar ella y recorrer, caminar ese camino de la sanación. Por eso es que ella lo puede naturalmente, sin mucho esfuerzo, lo puede compartir. Así que les esperamos en este taller de abundancia 20-21 de julio en Medellín, Colombia. Para más información, más 57-313-322-6995. Y bella comunidad, un fuerte abrazo, un beso. Los queremos mucho. Ya nos extrañábamos y vamos a seguir. Ya empezamos en esta nueva etapa con este nuevo episodio con la sanación financiera, sanación a todos los niveles. Gracias, Tsering. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody. Hasta luego. Gracias.
Gracias. Hasta luego.